in there with his shirt off, with his shorts on. There's not a man alive who doesn't want to be built like that. They all want to be built like that. Now, the mass and the striations and the vascularity.
This version of him did, but like this version definitely didn't.
Having trained with Manny Pacquiao had to be a huge asset for you.
But he's always bouncing, he's always moving around.
Yes.
Like he'll bounce for like 20-something rounds. You know, he'll do his pads and he's jumping up and down, and you know, he really is an unbelievable person, unbelievable athlete, and a legend of the sport. I think as time progresses, people are really gonna appreciate.
In a recent conversation, Joe Rogan openly praised Manny Pacquiao's legendary leg strength and remarkably lean physique as he geared up for a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather.
To have an opportunity like that to spar 250 rounds with one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he won world titles in what, 8 divisions?
8 divisions, 13 or
Crazy.
14 world titles.
Crazy.
It will never be done again.
Crazy.
And as much as you want to see records broken, and you know, I want to break records. That man is a one of one.
He's a one of one.
Yeah.
I mean, when he knocked down Thurman in that fight, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position. And all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez. You know, a lot of that, you know, sparring paid off, and it did shape me. And I know he did put out a tweet as well saying that I hope the sparring we did, you know, helped you in this fight. And straight away,
that's amazing.
And I was so excited. You know, he's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
At that, they're giant. Yeah. They're like a thigh.
Rogan highlighted that Manny Pacquiao's elite conditioning could prove to be a game-changing factor if these two legends were to face off again in the ring.
8 different weight classes. Who the f does that?
And the way he did it, like
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to him. And it was just like, bro, what the f.
Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the hand
crazy.
Speed, the power,
speed, everything.
I just always wish the Mayweather.
Manny Pacquiao's remarkable physique isn't just a matter of genetics. It's the product of years of relentless hard work, discipline, and unwavering dedication to his craft.
Does his sparring, but then he's on the bag. He's on the shadow boxing. He's there doing the pad work. So that extra rounds just builds that conditioning and that stamina. And that's what I just found, that push more rounds. You know, if the body can keep going, push more and more.
His punishing training regimen includes intense early morning hill sprints, a cornerstone of building his renowned calves and overall athletic physique.
Why? Because in General Santos, the mountains that he runs and that steep hill, that's why they're so big. Because he's always constantly running the mountains. And I was doing the mountain runs with him.
Yeah.
My calves started getting bigger and bigger.
Beyond hill sprints, Manny Pacquiao pushes himself through a variety of intense workouts. From long-distance runs to explosive sprint drills, each session is crafted to enhance endurance and sharpen his speed.
No excuses.
Saya nga, alas 5, minit pa, jogging.
Kaya may strong kasi dito, strong ilong.
Despite not being the largest fighter in terms of size, Manny Pacquiao's relentless training has forged a commanding presence capable of intimidating even bigger opponents.
Pound, you can't be above Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a flyweight champion. Not that he turned pro at flyweight. He was good enough as a flyweight to be the lineal champion, the real champion. Now, he didn't win titles in every division. He skipped some of these, but I just want to tell you how flyweight, junior bantam, junior feather, junior light, junior welter,
He's rapping
welter,
again.
junior middle.
He rolling.
And he laid waste to these divisions. Yeah. He fought great fighters. He never ducked anybody. Yeah. Pacquiao, to me, other than Sugar Ray Robinson, he's still one. Pacquiao is the greatest pound-for-pound fighter who ever lived. I can't put Floyd above him.
Yeah.
Any beef?
I agree with you on that. I mean, I've always had Manny Pacquiao above Floyd pound for pound, and just in the history of boxing, you never heard of a guy that can go from those weight classes and still dominate. Knocking out Cotto, knocking out Ricky Hatton with one shot, destroying Oscar De La Hoya.
Destroying
I mean,
him.
like, made him look like...
Joe Rogan also lauded Manny Pacquiao's legacy, calling it remarkable that he defeated Keith Thurman in his 40s, taking on a fighter who was in the prime of his career.
In that fight, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position. And all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez. You know, a lot of that, sparring paid off and it did shape me. And I know he did put out a tweet as well, saying that I hope the sparring we did, helped you in this fight, and straight away.
That's amazing.
And I was so excited. He's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
at that, they're giants. They're like a.
He emphasized that Manny Pacquiao's speed, impeccable timing, and vast experience enable him to outmaneuver younger opponents and stay at the top of his game.
He won world titles in what, 8 divisions?
8 divisions, 13 or
Crazy.
14 world titles.
Crazy.
It will never be done again.
Crazy.
As much as you want to see records broken, and I want to break records. Man,
Teddy Atlas holds immense respect for Manny Pacquiao's place in boxing history. He believes that age doesn't determine greatness, especially for a fighter of Manny's caliber.
Manny is one of a kind, and I would not bet. I wouldn't be shocked to see him do something that is very, very, could be, very unlikely that at 46 years of age that he could do this.
Atlas also stresses that Pacquiao is surrounded by seasoned professionals, trainers, medical staff, and former champions who would never allow him to risk his health if they truly felt he couldn't handle it.
That they've seen him in camp, and that they've seen something special. They've seen a 46-year-old that maybe they thought when camp started, hey, this is wrong. But it's Manny Pacquiao, we're going to go along with and see how it looks. And then all of a sudden they say, oh my God, it's possible. Oh my God, Manny, you're starting to make me think maybe it's possible. I'm going to hope that he's got people around him of that ilk, of human beings, not just professionals, but human beings that have seen something to continue to go forward with this fight. Or if they didn't, would have said, you know what? No, I can't be part of this. So just on that alone, I'm gonna have hope for them. I'm gonna give them credit. They're thinking that.
Atlas also pointed out that Manny Pacquiao is supported by a seasoned team of trainers, medical experts, and former champions who would never allow him to enter the ring unprepared.
Never there. Man is always on the move. You understand me? What has happened in boxing is a lot of people have lost the art of footwork. You understand me? Not many people have footwork. So if you see a guy go out and box like you'll never see in today's time too often, a guy go out and box like Sugar Ray Leonard boxed Marvin Hagler. Right. He moved around, He fought when it was time, he moved when it was time. He understood how to use the whole ring to get a victory. Now guys don't do that. Pac-Man, fortunately, is one of those guys who knows how to use the ring. Nowadays, with how things go, and with Manny being who Manny is, if Manny can win 12 rounds.
Roy Jones Jr. respects fighters who truly grasp the sport, and he considers Manny Pacquiao one of the smartest competitors inside the ring. He highlighted Manny's mastery of angles, distance management, and ring control as some of the best in boxing. Jones also noted that Pacquiao maintains a consistent training routine even when not actively competing. If he can sustain that same energy through all 12 rounds, Jones believes Manny has a legitimate shot at victory.
Manny has one of the bigger outputs for any fighter of any era.
Right.
He's a guy that don't mind throwing 3 and 4 and 5 punches at a time. He's not one of those guys that won't throw 4 or 5 punches if he see it. That being said, the only concern I have is how will his leg.
According to him, success at this level isn't just about raw talent anymore. It comes down to intelligence, endurance, and precise execution, all areas where Manny Pacquiao continues to excel.
Manny Pacquiao special is that he does everything so good. He has great footwork, he has good ring IQ, good defensive slips, good combinations, and I think most importantly of all, he's in there willing to go to war with anybody. So that's really what makes him more important. The most special thing about him is his spirit and his will to fight. I think Manny Pacquiao at age 46 is going to look amazing in my opinion. He has all the experience in the world. He's seen every single fighter, and if he's coming back at 46, it's because he definitely wants to come back and win another world title. I think that one of the oldest world champions has been Bernard Hopkins when he fought at age 49. So, you know, Pacquiao is barely 46 right now. He's a young 46. So I think he still has a lot.
David Benavidez sees Manny Pacquiao as a complete fighter. He explained that Manny's strength isn't just in his speed or power, but in his well-rounded skill set. From footwork to combinations, defense to ring awareness, he ticks every box. What stands out most, however, is his passion. Every move in training is executed with intensity and purpose, and his camp mirrors that energy through focused preparation and discipline. Benavidez believes this combination continues to make Pacquiao a serious threat.
Just such a smart thing, but also a devious thing. Waiting until Pacquiao was older, waiting till he slowed down, and then
devious is not illegal in boxing.
It's encouraged.
Yeah, in any entrepreneurial sport, devious is not illegal.
No,
devious can be an asset.
That's how you retire with a 50-0
I give
record.
Floyd credit for brilliance. Okay,
oh, yeah.
Floyd wasn't just a smart fighter. Floyd was a brilliant fighter. He was on his own level, and so much so, you know, in any matchup between the great counterpuncher and the great attacker, you know that the counterpuncher has the advantage. He's got more options. He's got more ways of winning. The attacker has to.
Jim Lampley suggested that Floyd Mayweather was strategic in postponing a fight with Manny Pacquiao earlier in their careers. He explained that waiting years before facing Manny allowed Mayweather to preserve his prime while Pacquiao naturally aged. According to Lampley, timing in boxing can be everything, and this decision may have given Floyd a significant advantage in speed, conditioning, and readiness. He described it as a clever yet controversial tactic that is often overlooked by fans.
In the years before Mayweather-Pacquiao, people would run up to me on the street, run up to me in the shopping center in Vegas, run up to me in a hotel. When am I going to see Mayweather-Pacquiao? And I would say, well, we don't know, but what exactly is it you think you're going to see? Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be such a great fight. No, it's not going to be a great fight. It's going to be like watching somebody pluck the legs off a spider, all right? At a step-by-step method. And you're going to watch Mayweather pluck the legs off the spider that is Pacquiao, and it's going to be pretty.
Lampley also expressed confidence that Floyd Mayweather would emerge victorious again, citing his unparalleled ring IQ, elite defensive skills, and mastery in controlling fights at the highest level.
More moments, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, 10 years after the fact. You're talking about running it back. What's your thoughts on that?
It should have happened a long time ago, obviously. I don't mind it because it'll be entertaining. I'm curious to see how Mayweather will react to Pacquiao's style again, you know? Mayweather's Mayweather. He has a great style, great defense. Probably the same thing.
Oscar de la Hoya shared his thoughts on a potential rematch, saying it would be fascinating to see how Floyd Mayweather approaches Manny Pacquiao this time. While he acknowledged Pacquiao's speed and power, he stressed that Mayweather's defense, experience, and adaptability still give him a significant edge.
Base guaranteed purses standpoint and the back end, I mean, the deal that both fighters have with Netflix is better than any other deal Netflix has done with any other boxer till today. So
let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about the purses. Can you share how much Manny and Floyd are making?
I can't share the exact number. But let's just say if you know what they're worth and they know what they're worth and they know the numbers they've done before. So if the numbers didn't make sense for either of them, they wouldn't have signed on the dotted line and we wouldn't be where we are today.
Okay, I'll ask one more. Over or under 50 million each?
Over.
Okay, that's a good benchmark to work with.
Yeah.
The first fight was billed as the fight of the century, but it failed to live up to the massive expectations, right? Fans were left with a bad taste on. After the fight, Manny said he had a shoulder injury. There were some lawsuits involved. How can this fight be different 11 years later?
You know, it's very hard to explain this, but these guys are in better.
The CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions dismissed critics questioning the rematch, emphasizing that both fighters fully understand their legendary status and the enormous value they bring to the sport. With major financial backing, including support from Netflix, the stakes are incredibly high. He added that both athletes are training at peak condition, making this more than just a business venture. It's a true competition.
They'll go on their record. Floyd currently has a record of 50-0. Remember, he retired at 50-0. It is possible he could go either 51-0 or now 50-1, or if it was a draw or whatever. But he's at least putting it up to be part of the professional record. Now, you might say, well, hasn't he been doing a lot of exhibitions since his retirement from boxing? And the answer is yes, about 8 of them or so. I believe he's got, by the way, a 9th coming up in April in the Democratic Republic of the Congo against, of all people, Mike Tyson. Also, just as a fresh reminder, the first fight, I didn't hate it, but a lot of people did. And remember, you'll recall Manny Pacquiao, after the fight was over, blamed his performance on his shoulder. But there was pretty widespread disappointment with just how big the fight was and then how little it delivered. Not necessarily to hardcore fans, although some of that too, but definitely to casual fans who were expecting a little bit more rock.
Luke Thomas revealed that this bout will be an official professional fight, meaning it will count toward Floyd Mayweather's record. Currently undefeated at 50-0, Floyd could either extend that streak, suffer a loss, or see the fight end in a draw. Unlike his recent exhibition matches, this fight carries real stakes. Thomas also reflected on their first matchup, which fell short of many fans' expectations, partly because Manny Pacquiao was dealing with a shoulder injury. This rematch gives both fighters an opportunity to rewrite that story and deliver a more definitive outcome.
He had his ups and his downs, and he always smiling and always friendly to people. It's like he's so admirable just as a human being.
And it shows too that defeats, I love how the UFC is, losses are losses.
Yeah.
Boxing has this stereotype where the zero is so important. I'm undefeated, but would you rather see the best fighting the best? Right. You're going to get competitive fights and great fights. But unfortunately, in boxing, it's not like that.
Well, the biggest draw in the sport is Canelo, and Canelo's not undefeated.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's one way of looking at it. He lost.
This potential rematch is about more than just boxing. It's a clash of legacy, history, and greatness all over again. Both fighters bring decades of experience, elite skill, and an unyielding competitive mindset. Manny Pacquiao's conditioning and explosive style stand in stark contrast to Floyd Mayweather's defensive mastery and tactical brilliance. With official stakes on the line, the pressure has never been higher, making this far more consequential than any exhibition. Fans and analysts worldwide are debating the outcome, as the fight promises not only massive rewards but also a chance to settle unfinished business.